What happens when a powerful ruler adopts a new religion that contradicts the life into which he was born? What about when this change occurs during the height of his rule, when things are pretty much going his way? How is that information conveyed over a large geographical region with thousands of inhabitants? King Ashoka, who many believe was an early convert to Buddhism, decided to solve these problems by erecting pillars that rose some 50 feet into the sky. The pillars were raised throughout the Magadha region in the north of India that had emerged as the center of the First Indian Empire, the Mauryan dynasty, 322 to 185 BCE. Written on these pillars, intertwined in the message of Buddhist compassion, were the merits of King Ashoka. The third emperor of the Mauryan dynasty, Ashoka, pronounced Ashoki, who ruled from c. 279 BCE to 232 BCE, was the first leader to accept Buddhism and thus the first major patron of Buddhist art. 1. Ashoka made a dramatic conversion to Buddhism after witnessing the carnage that resulted from his conquest of the village of Kalinga. He adopted the teachings of the Buddha known as the Four Noble Truths, referred to as the Dharma, the law. Life is suffering, suffering equals rebirth. The cause of suffering is desire. The cause of desire must be overcome. When desire is overcome, there is no more suffering. Individuals who come to fully understand the Four Noble Truths are able to achieve enlightenment, ending samsara, the endless cycle of birth and rebirth. Ashoka also pledged to follow the 6 cardinal perfections, the paramitas, which were codes of conduct created after the Buddha's death, providing instructions for the Buddhist practitioners to follow a compassionate Buddhist practice. Ashoka did not require that everyone in his kingdom become Buddhist, and Buddhism did not become the state religion, but through Ashoka's support, it spread widely and rapidly. One of Ashoka's first artistic programs was to erect the pillars that are now scattered throughout what was the Mauryan Empire. The pillars vary from 40 to 50 feet in height. They are cut from 2 different types of stone, one for the shaft and another for the capital. The shaft was almost always cut from a single piece of stone. Laborers cut and dragged the stone from quarries in Mathura and Chunar, located in the northern part of India within Ashoka's empire. The pillars weigh about 50 tons each. Only 19 of the original pillars survive and many are in fragments. The first pillar was discovered in the 16th century. The physical appearance of the pillars underscores the Buddhist doctrine. Most of the pillars were topped by sculptures of animals. Each pillar is also topped by an inverted lotus flower, which is the most pervasive symbol of Buddhism. A lotus flower rises from the muddy water to bloom unblemished on the surface. Thus the lotus became an analogy for the Buddhist practitioner, as he or she, living with the challenges of everyday life and the endless cycle of birth and rebirth, was able to achieve enlightenment, or the knowledge of how to be released from samsara, through following the Four Noble Truths. This flower, and the animal that surmount it, form the capital, the topmost part of a column. Most pillars are topped with a single lion or a bull in either seated or standing positions. The Buddha was born into the Shakya or lion clan. The lion, in many cultures, also indicates royalty or leadership. The animals are always in the round and carved from a single piece of stone.